The movie begins by showing us a couple named David and Lucy. Both of them are trying very hard to climb down a steep cliff, but during this struggle, they slip and fall down. After this, the story moves into a flashback. We see that David is a professional lawyer and Lucy is a food chemist. They love each other deeply and are soon going to get married. Before their wedding, they travel to an Arab country for a vacation and stay in a luxurious hotel. For dinner that night, Lucy reaches the dining table first, while David arrives a little late. Meanwhile, a guy named Ben, sitting at another table, notices Lucy sitting alone and sends a famous local dish to her table. Lucy feels good about the gesture and looks at Ben. Just then, David arrives. Ben realizes she is not alone, so he quietly leaves. David happily tells Lucy that he has won an important case and will receive a huge amount of money. He then proposes to her with a ring. Lucy becomes extremely happy and accepts his proposal. The next morning, the two are about to head out for a desert safari, but David receives a call from his office. He is asked to attend an important video conference meeting, which means he can no longer go on the trip. Lucy becomes upset because David always prioritizes work over her. David asks her to go alone, and angrily, Lucy leaves for the trip by herself. She reaches the location where people are gathering to leave for the desert tour. There, she once again spots Ben. She goes to him, and they start talking. Ben tells her that he is going to trek a famous mountain located 30 miles away and asks if she would like to join him. Lucy refuses at first and returns to sit in her car. Ben looks at her again, and Lucy finally decides to go with him. Ben asks Lucy to drive the car and tells her to let him sleep for a while after they drive about 10 miles. Lucy says she must be back at the hotel by 4 p.m. the next evening. Then they both begin their journey toward the mountain. After driving through the desert for a long time, they finally reach it. From there, Lucy can see the entire desert, and she becomes extremely happy because the view is breathtaking. Meanwhile, we see David getting ready for his online meeting. Suddenly, he receives a call informing him that the board members have already made a decision without him, so the meeting is canceled. David feels terrible because he ruined his vacation for nothing. On the other side, Lucy and Ben prepare to spend the night on the mountain. Lucy asks Ben what he does for a living. Ben replies that he doesn't really do anything special, he just travels and enjoys life. The two talk for a long time and slowly start liking each other. Night falls. Lucy records some videos, and at one moment, Ben is about to kiss her, but she walks away. The next morning, when Lucy wakes up, she sees Ben paragliding down the mountain. She calls out to him, but he is already gone. Lucy then notices that Ben has left a note, saying that he will meet her down below. With no other choice, Lucy somehow manages to drive the car alone through the dangerous mountain path, and after a lot of struggle, finally reaches Ben at the bottom. Meanwhile, David is waiting for Lucy to return, but she doesn't arrive in the van she was supposed to. David asks a man about Lucy, but he tells him that Lucy didn't come back with them. Hearing this, David becomes worried and starts wondering where Lucy could have gone. On the other side, when Lucy reaches Ben, she angrily shouts at him, saying that he put her in trouble and now it is very late. She should have already reached the hotel by now. Then both of them start driving back. While driving, Ben plays a music cassette, but after some time the music starts irritating Lucy and she throws the cassette out of the car. Ben immediately stops the car, goes back, and picks up the cassette again. But because of sudden braking, the car's tires get stuck in the sand. When Ben tries to drive again, the car gets even deeper into the sand. He tries hard to pull the car out, but nothing works. They also have very little water left, and there is nothing but endless desert around them. Seeing this, Lucy asks if there is any other way. Ben says no, they are stuck in the desert, and the nearest road is 30 miles away, so they will have to leave only at night when the air is cooler. But Lucy is very stubborn. She doesn't listen to Ben. She takes a bottle of water and her bag and starts walking alone into the burning desert. In such extreme heat, walking through the endless sand is almost impossible. After walking for just an hour, her water finishes and she is forced to return to Ben. Meanwhile, David keeps asking everyone about Lucy, but when he gets no information, he goes to the police station. The officer there doesn't take him seriously and says kidnapping is common here and they will find her by evening. David angrily says that the one thing he hates the most is waiting, and he bribes the officer. The officer gets angry and asks David to leave. Back in the desert, Lucy returns to Ben and drinks water from his bottle. Ben stops her and says they should save as much water as possible. Lucy agrees and says he was right, they should travel at night. Ben then pulls out a map and tells her that instead of walking 30 miles, there is another route where they only need to walk 12 miles to reach the road. As evening approaches, Ben says they should start moving. Both of them begin their long journey on foot. After many hours of walking, it becomes night and Lucy gets extremely tired. She lies down and asks Ben to stop. Ben warns her that they need to keep moving because a sandstorm is coming soon. But before they can move further, a powerful storm suddenly hits them. The storm is so strong that they cannot walk anymore. So Ben holds Lucy tightly, and both of them lie down on the sand. Meanwhile, David receives a call and finally learns Lucy's last known location. When morning arrives, we see that Lucy and Ben were buried under the sand because of the storm. Lucy wakes up and wakes Ben too. They see a road nearby with vehicles passing on it. Using binoculars, they confirm it and both become extremely happy. Lucy even jumps onto Ben out of excitement and starts shouting with joy because, after facing so many difficulties, they can finally go home. Then they start running towards that road with a new ray of hope inside them. But they had no idea that a new problem was waiting ahead. As they move forward, they see a huge cliff in front of them. Seeing it, their courage completely breaks. To reach the road, they first have to cross this cliff. Lucy then says, "Can't we climb down the cliff and go?" Ben replies that they are already too tired, so they should rest first and then decide what to do. On the other side, David reaches Lucy's last known location where he meets an old man. He is the same man from whom Ben had taken petrol. David shows him Lucy's photo, and the old man recognizes her. He then tells David everything about Ben and Lucy, that they had gone a few miles ahead from there for their trip. David tells the old man that he will pay him if he takes him there. The old man agrees and asks two of his men to go with David. Then, David leaves with those two men. Meanwhile, Ben and Lucy are resting under a big rock. After resting for a while, Ben starts preparing a parachute. But Lucy comes to him and says they should not jump. What if they fall somewhere in between? Maybe they can climb down safely instead. Ben agrees, and both of them start climbing down the slope together. This is the same scene we saw at the beginning of the story. While climbing down, Lucy keeps slipping again and again, so Ben goes up towards her and holds her legs to stop her. But suddenly, Ben himself slips, and both of them fall down. Lucy lies unconscious, but after Ben calls her, she regains consciousness and sees Ben hanging dangerously. Lucy quickly reaches out her hand and with great difficulty pulls him up. Meanwhile, David reaches the mountain where Ben and Lucy had stayed. There he finds Lucy's camera and watches a video of Ben and Lucy together, which Lucy had recorded that night. After watching it, David misunderstands and thinks that Lucy is happily living with Ben now. Angrily, he tells the men to turn the car back. On the other side, Ben has become very weak because of his injuries. He tells Lucy that he can no longer climb. He tells her to climb up, take the parachute, and jump, because maybe that is the only way they can survive. Now Lucy is stuck in a new problem, because jumping from such a height with a parachute is a huge challenge for her. But trying is better than dying, so she climbs up and tries to fly using the parachute. At first, she fails, but after 2 or 3 attempts, she finally succeeds and starts flying forward using the parachute. Ben watches her from below and feels very happy, but after flying quite far, strong wind disturbs the balance, and Lucy crashes straight into a cliff and falls down. When Lucy wakes up, she finds water nearby. She drinks it to her heart's content. Now she has reached the very bottom of the slope. She has no idea what to do next. Suddenly, she sees a girl nearby, but the girl gets scared after seeing Lucy. Lucy takes out her mobile phone and tries to talk to her and asks, "Where are your parents?" That girl then takes Lucy to her tribal people. As soon as Lucy reaches the tribe, she collapses there and faints. On the other side, David was sleeping in the car while returning. Meanwhile, the 2 men traveling with him notice Ben's car on the way. They go near it and find a lot of stuff inside, but their intentions turn bad, and they start planning to make some money out of this. Meanwhile, with the help of the tribal people, Lucy goes back up to save Ben. She rescues him from there and brings him back to the tribe. It is night now, and Ben finally regains consciousness. As soon as he wakes up, he realizes he is safe, and Lucy is right beside him. At this point, Lucy starts falling in love with Ben, and they both become very close to each other. Then the next morning scene is shown where many people from the tribe are gathered. A girl brings food for them, holds Lucy's hand, praises her, and tells her that she is very beautiful and brave. On the other side, those 2 men reach near the tribe while searching for Ben and Lucy. They see Ben and Lucy leaving from there. The men then get into their car and go towards the road, knowing very well that Ben and Lucy will stop their vehicle when they see them. And exactly that happens. They make Ben and Lucy sit in their car and drive away. But here we do not see David because those men had already knocked him unconscious and locked him inside the trunk. One of the men asks Ben where he left his car. Ben replies that the car got stuck in the sand not far from the mountain, so they had to leave it there. Then one of the men says that if Ben wants, they can drop him near his car so he can get it back, and they will also arrange a taxi for them from there. Ben and Lucy agree to this. They drive towards Ben's car, and after going some distance, they finally reach the spot. But as soon as Ben and Lucy step out of the car, those two men point guns at them and order them to kneel down. It turns out they actually plan to sell them. Then they call some people there, and soon the buyer arrives, the person with whom they had negotiated. After that, they even take David out of the trunk, and it is revealed that the deal was only to sell Ben and David. The buyer then goes near Ben and hits his wound, making him fall to the ground. Lucy rushes towards Ben, but the buyer grabs Lucy and says he is willing to pay more money for her. However, the two men refuse, saying they are not going to sell the girl. The buyer then starts staring at Lucy with a filthy gaze and orders her to take off her clothes. Lucy spits on his face in anger. Furious, he is about to shoot Lucy, but suddenly one of the men fires a gun and a shootout begins among them. They end up killing each other. In the end, only the buyer survives, and he is about to kill Lucy. But just then, Ben manages to grab a gun and shoots him dead. After going through so many hardships, David, Lucy, and Ben are finally safe. Ben, however, is extremely weak because of his injuries. He then tells them to release the air from the car tires. This will help the car get out of the sand. David gets shocked and asks why he didn't do this earlier if he already knew it would work. Lucy also asks him the same. Ben replies that yes, he knew the car would come out if he released the air, but he deliberately stretched out the trip because he wanted to spend more time with her. Lucy then releases the air from the tires, the car finally comes out, and in the final scene of the story, we see all three of them driving back together. And with that, the story ends.